Hey, what's up? This your boy Big Man. You already know what it is, man. So let's get right to it. Okay, we got some crazy breaking news right now, man. The Memphis police have named 2 additional persons of interest that they believe might have some insight on what happened to young Dolph. That they've got something to add to this young Dolph case, and they're not saying what and why. Now, to be real, this is shocking news because we already believe, based on who had been arrested and the suspects that they actually have who were charged in the case, that, this was pretty much open and shut who was going to be charged and who was involved. Well, with these 2 new additional people who are persons of interest, it seems like this case is going to open wide open again, man. So with that, before we get to the alerts and what was said out there, do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And man, let's get it. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about these 2 new persons of interest that the Memphis PD have put alerts out for and are looking to talk to behind the young Dolph shooting death, man, which has been a tragedy in the hip-hop world since the rapper young Dolph lost his life. And it's been an open investigation since. And we've seen several suspects already be arrested, be charged, and they're waiting for their day in court, right? We've got straight Dropp, better known as Justin Johnson. Then we have Cornelius Smith, and we have this Shundale Burnett guy. And they don't even know where he is right now. And hopefully, people will find him and then, he'll get his day in court like everybody else. But forget all that for right now, because the newest bombshell in this case is the fact that 2 more people have been added to this as potentially taking part in the shooting death of young Dolph. Now, there was an alert, or I should say there was 2 alerts, 2 separate alerts that were put out by the Memphis Police Department, man, on their social media page. One is for this gentleman right here, and I believe his name is Joshua Taylor, and the other is for this other gentleman right here, and I believe his name is Devin Burns. Now, it looks like they're including these guys in the murder investigation, and Memphis and social media is going wild with this one because a lot of people with theories out there, it kind of shows that some of their theories might have been right. That maybe there was there were other gunmen involved in this situation or whatnot, as far as, the shooting death of young Dolph. Now, in the alert that was put out about Joshua Taylor, it says this. It says, help locating person of interest in a homicide investigation of Adolph Young Dolph Thornton. 2370 Airways report, and they have a report number or whatever, says Memphis, Tennessee, on November 17th, 2021, officers responded to a shooting call at Makita's Homemade Cookies located at 2370 Airways. Officers located victim Adolph Young Dolph Thornton lying on the floor with multiple gunshot wounds. Thornton did not survive his injuries. Joshua Taylor has been developed as a person of interest in this homicide. Joshua Taylor is described as a black male, 26 years old, and 6'6" at about 180 pounds. So real slim dude, man, at 6'6", 180 pounds, man, but 26 years old. So then they actually have Crime Stoppers information if anybody wants to give them any information leading to them being able to talk to them or anything like that. And it looks like that they're giving out $2,000, you know what I'm saying, for right now. That's what they got if you could lead to any arrest. So I want to clear something up. These are persons of interest. This doesn't mean that they're suspects. So I want to make sure I'm clearing that. So in these alerts, they even name them as persons of interest. Now, in the second alert, they talk about another gentleman, and his name is Devin Burns. And it says this about Devin Burns. It says that Devin Burns has been developed as a person of interest in this homicide. Now, I believe they mean person of interest, so we're going to just rock it out, right? Burns has unrelated active aggravated assault and theft of property between $10,000 to $60,000 warrants for his arrest. So Devin Burns also has separate warrants out there for his arrest, along with being looked at as a person of interest in this. Now, it says that Devin Burns is described as a black male, 26 years of age, 5'6", and 135, man. He's not a big dude either, man. 5'6", 135. But let's continue. It says, if anyone has any information regarding the location of Devin Burns or other information in this homicide, please notify the Homicide Bureau and pretty much give out the Crime Stoppers information. And they said they'll keep your information secret. And it looks like for any tips, they're giving out $2,000 as well for Devin Burns here. And it looks like he's got case pending, so they got his mugshots or whatever. And I wonder how these guys tie into the case. Now, before we get into the theories and stuff like that, let's talk about this news report from the WREG News there. And it says this. In the headline, it says, MPD names 2 persons of interest in young Dolph's case. Memphis police are looking for 2 more men who they say are persons of interest in the young Dolph shooting case. Now, I want to say this. In what way could they be persons of interest? Is it possible that, they found something, maybe DNA or something in the car? And I know we're going off on a wild tangent here. And, because they found the car allegedly, right? And these 2, they had been in the car or something like that. Or is it possible that there, might be additional suspects down the line? Now, the story goes on to say this. It says officers say Devin Burns, 26, is 5 feet 6 inches tall while weighing 135 pounds. They also are looking for Joshua Taylor, who's 26, and we know he's 6'6", 180. Now, Burns had previous unrelated charges, and a victim told police he was leaving his apartment when he was struck in the head before being robbed and shot. So they're saying that he had an attempted first-degree murder charge before, a possession of a firearm, and an aggravated robbery. Now, everybody who's either a person of interest or has, or anybody else who has actually been involved in this case as a suspect, it seems like they all got lengthy records, man. I'm not pointing, I'm not saying that's an indicator. I'm just saying it's wild to notice that, that's a trend. Now, young Dolph, whose real name is Adolph Thornton, was shot and killed outside of Makita's homemade butter cookies, I believe is the real name, in South Memphis on November 17th, 2021. Justin Johnson, 23, who is also known as rapper Straight Dropp, was captured in Indiana last month and charged with first-degree murder, attempted first-degree murder, being a convicted felon in the possession of a firearm, employment of a firearm, and theft of property over $10,000. Then it goes on to say that Cornelius Smith, 32, was also charged with the same crimes. Both men pled not guilty in the shooting death of young Dolph. Now, this got a lot of people talking on social media, man. And I'm not saying any of this is facts, or please don't take this and run with it. But they're saying since these cats have been locked up, now names are coming out. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you want to put 2 and 2 together on that one. And maybe it's not that. Maybe it's the evidence that's pointing towards these other guys being persons of interest. But you must admit, there is a new development in this case almost every day, man. And I'm going to see how this pans out as far as these 2 new persons of interest. I'm pretty sure we're going to find more about them. I see one guy, he looks like he used to be a rapper or something like that. So we're going to see where that ties into this as well. So stay tuned, man. Now with that, this has been your... Hold on. What do you guys think about these new cats who are being added as persons of interest? Do you think that this could be because of the car? Or do you feel like, man, they might potentially have played some role and become suspects down the line? Now with that, this has been your boy Big Man. Do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And make sure you hit that notification bell so that way you get a notification every time I drop this hot content. And we out of here. Peace.